Hi everyone, here's the Book Chemist once again, and this is going to be a very short review. It's not even a review at all, it's just a chance for me to absolutely recommend you guys read Persepolis. You don't really need me to tell you that, it's such a classic, both in the history of recent graphic novels and in the evolution of the genre, and in making it accessible to a broader audience, and really in the recent history of memoir and autobiographical fiction. I'm not really an expert on anything, except maybe Michael Chabon and thrash metal, but I'm definitely not enough of an expert in comic books to comment on the illustrations, either quality or interaction with the content or interaction with the text, or the way it allows the novel to work the way it does. What probably even I can comment on is that the cartoonish way the novel is narrated. It reminded me a little of a slightly more elaborate Peanuts by Charles Schulz. Allows for the book to keep a jovial tone and to be a somewhat light reading, even when it deals with the most awful of topics, with political and religious oppression, with torture, with war, with families being torn apart, with everyday life being entirely changed by one bad news after the other. I remarked recently in my review of Jane Eyre how one of the basic but one of the most significant and relevant functions of literature is connecting us with people who have lived entirely different experiences from ours, and making us understand that they, in a way, they went through the same stuff we all go through. They went through misery, they went through desire, they went through happiness and sadness and tragedies and trauma, but on the other end they also experience all of those things very differently from one another, and the reason why they might have reached very different places in life, it's just that they went through other sorts of problems, other sorts of situations. They maybe enjoyed things we didn't, and maybe were deprived of things we enjoy every day. Persepolis is masterful at representing that dichotomy. In the introduction, Satrapi, whose first name I'm not pronouncing because I think I'd butcher it even more than the surname. I think it's Marjane, is it though? Satrapi remarks on the fact that one of the reasons why she decided to write this graphic novel is that people, especially in the West, tend to have very fixed ideas about Iran as a country, and they tend to associate it with terrorism, oppression, and other really awful, evil things. Whereas she wanted to show that Iran is much more than that, and that its people go well beyond that. And on the one hand, Persepolis does remark on the differences between how, say, kids and youths grow up in Europe. During one part of the novel, Satrapi lives in Austria for a while, and the way youths grow differently in Europe. Maybe they don't appreciate certain things because they don't really live through the same difficulties that she experienced back in Iran. They think they know suffering and war and death, but they kind of really don't have an experience of that at all. And so the book does remark on these differences that are important to understand and to know, but at the same time also shows Iranian kids as, well, just kids. Probably the most remarkable and unforgettable passages in the novel, to me, were those describing the narrator, Marjane. I hope that's your name, Marjane. The narrator's experience when she got into music, and she asked her parents to bring her back Iron Maiden and Kim Wilde's posters from Turkey, I think, and she would have to go out and buy music tapes from the black market, because music and an appreciation of it and developing your personality as teenagers do through music was forbidden in the regime, and she just couldn't, and she was actually risking quite a lot going out and buying those tapes, and that truly puts your life and your experience into perspective and really gives you an appreciation of the things other people go through. I felt like a hero when I bought my Metallica CDs from the Ricordi store in central Monza, and that was because I had to walk 20 minutes, and that felt like a long way to me. Really, the determination, the heroism, the courage, sometimes the foolhardiness of the characters as they try to live a normal life in a country where The neighbors might rat out on them at any time, war might take their life at any time, their very own government might decide to crack down on individualism, on the liberal class, on whatever, and just imprison them and end their lives. These characters' everyday heroism is really stirring in Persepolis, and I want to say the deadpan way that all of these narratives, all of these situations is presented through these cartoonish vignettes makes for a reading that never loses itself in its own importance. It's all very matter-of-fact the way these events are portrayed, but that makes it even more appreciable and even more unforgettable, and helps driving the experience of these people straight to your heart and helps you connect really with their joy and their suffering. Persepolis is one of those books I would recommend to any reader out there. I think you are going to enjoy it and to love it. If you know friends who are passionate readers, I think they are going to love it, and I think that after you've read it, you'll probably want to share your experience with them and to suggest it to other people, and I think it deserves to be read far and wide. It's that enjoyable, it's that funny, it's that insightful, and that relevant. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoy Persepolis. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I look forward to discussing the memoir/graphic novel, and I'll see you in another video. Bye, guys. Why do I always say that? I never see you guys. I always see the camera. Bye, guys.